Jones, and I'm bringing a word this rising, 8 o'clock, because Pastor Kofi really wanted me to teach a couple of things and talk about some things. So the Most High has been dealing with me about a particular subject. You guys to come on. You got blessings, everybody that's coming on. Sister Joy, Minister Shante, see ya? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I think we got it. We got the sound together. Grand Rising to everybody that's coming on the line. Grand Rising. Blessings. No, it's still an echo. Let me see if I can do anything on mine. Oh, okay. But we're gonna bring forth the word, regardless of echoes and whatever else is going on with the audio. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yes, right? Okay. Now, as I was studying to bring forth the word today, and only one word really came up in my spirit. And I'm just thinking to myself, what is going on? One word. And I oftentimes preach on one word. So the word is conflict. Conflict. Now, I know we go through seasons of conflict, spiritual warfare. We go through things that are to push us toward our growth. And I keep getting the word conflict in my spirit. Now, conflict, right, is important. I'm telling you this because conflict will push you into your prophetic destiny. Conflict will push you to be a greater version of yourself. Conflict will confirm who you are as a child of the Most High Yah. So I had to ask myself some questions. I had to ask myself some questions because what do you do? What do you do in crisis? What do you do when conflicts conflicts you? What do you do when the annoyances of life come about? What do you do when everything is okay? What are you praying about? Because some people only pray when, oh, yeah, please, these people not treating me right, the things are not going right, my money not right, everything is tight. When when you pray, when you pray, when you pray, it's a petition. It's a petition. It's here's the ways that I start with prayer. Adoration. You start with adoration. Thank you, Yah. You are the most high, Yah. You are beautiful. You are glorious. You are the majesty. I worship you above all else. I think I have to take my headphones off because having a little echo going on in there. So here's the thing. What do you pray when everything is okay? What do you actually pray when everything is going all right and you're not really frustrated about many things? You're just living life to the fullest potential. What do you pray? See? And that's the whole thing. With conflict, uh, people start going wild in the prayer. They praying heaven down. Oh yeah, yeah, you gotta do something about these enemies because they're not in alignment with what you said in your word. And you start praying those psalm prayers. So conflict. Can everybody hear me? Because I had an echo in my I had an echo in my headphones, but now I hear the headphones. Let me turn these off. You can hear me? Let me just disconnect the headphones. So I disconnected the headphones, but yeah, it comes back. Huh. This is strange. This has never happened before. Oh, so it must be a something going on the other side.
Minister Anais, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
there's no echo on this one, and I just listened from another device, so I don't know if you're getting it from your end, but everybody else should be hearing it fine. Or maybe
Yeah.
one, yeah,
I think it's going on my end.
yeah,
I
but
don't.
you're coming through clear though.
Yeah, I'm getting it from my end. Okay. So that's fine. Everything is maybe it's just a little conflict because that's what I want to teach on today is about conflict because conflict. Let's go into definitions because I love words. It's reverb. Now, conflict is the incompatibility between two things, whether they be opinions, principles, or interests. A s- It means a serious disagreement or an argument. There's a push and a pull. It's always back and forth with anything. Uh, Everything from the top of your heart will close up to get down to the bottom so blood can pump. Conflict. Now, Frederick Douglass said this. He says, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. But I like to say this, and this jumped up in my spirit. It Without conflict, how can you persist? Without conflict, how can you persist? How can you persevere without conflict? Now, conflict avoiders are they're often worried about being liked. Conflict avoiders are they shy away from the problems of life so that they can be in a better light to some people. Likability. Conflict. Now, when we look at conflict, there is a energy behind that conflict. It's effort behind it. It's a vigorous and determined attempt. Now, conflict will also draw out some things from you. Now, and everything's all peachy keen, as they say, and everything is going great, we're coasting through life. But when conflict comes, it shows you who you are, the essence of the things that have been put inside you, put inside you, and it comes out. So let's talk about conflict. Let's go to the word of Yah, Philippians chapter 1, verse 28. And I'm going to go all the way down to 30. And in nothing terrified by your adversaries, which is to them an evident token of perdition, but to you of salvation, and that of Allah. For unto you it is given in, in the behalf of Christ, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake, having the same conflict which ye saw in me, and now here to be in me, having the same conflict. Now, Colossians also talks about conflict. Colossians chapter 2, verse 1. I'm going to start at. For I would that you knew that great conflict I had for you and for them at Laodicea, and for many as have seen my face in the flesh, that your hearts might be comforted, being knit together in love, and unto all riches of full assurance of understanding, the acknowledgement of the mystery of Allaham and the Father and of Christ. Now, this is Paul speaking. Paul has a conflict. I got a little something to pick on what's going on because he was a man of love, but he was also a man of correction. Let's also go to the book of wisdom, chapter 10, verse 12. And it talks about this. Now, this is we talking about Lady Wisdom. Lady Wisdom is an important figure in our lives. Wisdom is the principal thing. And it says, she defended, she being wisdom, she defended him from his enemies and kept him safe from those that lay in wait and in sore conflict. In a sore conflict, excuse me. She gave him the victory that he might know that goodness or greatness is stronger than all. Greatness, greatness. So we understand and know that wisdom will get us out of some things. But wisdom will give you the victory when you're in conflict. Oh, I didn't even see that before. When I was studying that, that felt great in my spirit because wisdom will defend. Wisdom will defend you. So conflict under we have to understand something when conflict enters. There's a tug of war in your spirit, oftentimes. So let's talk about conflict. Conflict, ignored or adored. That's a conflict. You can have nobody seeing or act like they don't see you, and then be adored by others. That's conflict. I prophesied um, coming from the ashes of obscurity because certain things must and need to be seen. Many people are coming from the back of the line into the front because the Most High needs to expose you in this hour. So, ignored to, to adored, or either you're ignored or adored. This is the conflict that many people go through. This is the conflict that I went through because when I was called into ministry, it just felt like, well, who's going to listen? No, people are listening and people are watching. People act like they don't see you. People act like they don't see you. But the enemy, with his foolishness, he wants to prey on those things. He wants to make you feel like you're insignificant, like you don't have a place in this life that 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 they don't that people will see you or they'll see right through you and won't acknowledge you. So they'll see you and won't acknowledge you. This is a conflict. And we talk about these. I talk about conflict today because this is the conflict that many people have been going through. You got to realize that you are rare. There's nobody like you in all of the earth. Nobody has your footprint, your fingerprint, your iris. None of those things are exactly the same. And they will never be the same because after you're gone, there will never be anybody like you, exactly like you. Even if your children pass on your lineage, their DNA will never be the exact DNA as you. So, ignored or adored. This is a conflict. And the most I was dealing with me because I'm like, some people don't just see, come on the line on certain things that I do, and I just maybe I'm being ignored right now. No, because he wants to see what I'm going to do when nobody is around. Am I going to preach a great word when nobody is listening and they have to catch it on a replay? They could catch it on a replay because the fire that's inside of me is still going to keep burning. I'm not going to suppress the fire just because uh, nobody might come on the line. Catch me on the replay because I'm gonna have that same passion, that same zeal because of what the Most High has given me. So conflict. Now, conflict is a disagreement. Now, as we talk about conflict, disagreement, we can, as people say, agree not to agree. We're not on the same page, but we agree that we're not on the same page. I'm coming from a whole nother I'm coming from a whole nother level. Not that I'm better than you, I'm just not you. I don't see things the way that you see them. These eyes are different than yours. This iris is different than yours. So when conflict comes, we have what they say in the court system, in the divorce court system, um, irreconcilable differences. I had to go to that. I heard that in my spirit, irreconcilable differences. Hold on, because I'm a pretty agreeable person, you know? But then when I think about it, I'm not. I am a problem. I bring conflict. I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to be a problem and bring a solution to those who want to seek the Most High Yah. But I looked up what irreconcilable differences is, and it means this: that you and somebody else, which oftentimes is within a marriage. But I want to bring this to us to the spirit realm real quick. It means that me, you, in the world disagree on such a level that they can no longer sustain the relationship. You and the world are so disagreeable that you cannot sustain that relationship. We cannot sustain a relationship with the world because we do not agree. We have irreconcilable differences. When I gave my heart to the Most High Yah, we have me and the world and carnality and worldliness. We are not in agreement. We are not in agreement. And it's on such a level where I divorced the world. I had to divorce the world. I had to divorce the carnality. I had to I had to divorce foolishness, foolish talking, backbiting, gossiping. I had to divorce all of that. So I'm out. That's what they say with divorces. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out of the world into his righteousness, into his truth, into his spirituality, into the spirit realm. So now is the appointed time that you face the conflict, but understanding that with conflict, that you are pressing toward who you're supposed to be. This is not the time to be playing around with